Ooh. Well, so still in that same vein, man. Cars. Speaking of cars, have you heard about this BMW's flying car or air car, or whatever they call it?
When you told me yesterday, I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's been described as
is this a jumbo jet?
It's a love no. They call it the love child of a Bugatti Veyron and a Cessna 172. Check out this car, bro. So it literally, I don't know if it that's it flying. Of course, they got things around it, little Cessna planes flying with it, but it looks like.
Does it come with a Cessna?
No,
it does not come with a Cessna.
No. But it's built similar. I mean, it's got the propellers in the back, but this thing is like in the air, bro. It is literally flying. And you've seen nothing yet, and it looks like it's just a steering wheel. This dude is just up there. First of all, what did this dude get on to say, "Oh yeah, I'll test it out"?
Look, even the wheels are going. Look, even the wheels are going.
So I'm thinking they have something to do with the engine or that's keeping it up. I haven't looked at all the engineering and logistics on how it works, but this thing is flying, bro. But you ain't seen nothing yet. You've seen nothing yet. Check this out. So coming in for a landing. Little regular landing, cool. It was moving a little faster than I thought it would be.
Then I bet all the wings fold up.
What? Look, that's why you're the Olympian.
I've seen a car similar to this.
Check this out, bro.
I've seen a car similar to this. There is another one similar to this.
Amazon one day shipping is a whole new meaning.
Exactly.
And the wings full. That's super sick, actually.
That is totally, bruh.
That's awesome.
I've never seen anything like it.
Did they drop a price?
No, I haven't seen anything about a price. But could you imagine? I mean, it wouldn't be your everyday person.
That at the valet at the front of the club.
I've got two questions for that. I really have. I got two.
So that flight that they took, it was in Slovakia, but it went from one little town to another, which was about, in a car, I think they said it was about an hour and 15 minutes, and it took them 35 minutes to get there.
Okay, I've got a question for
you. So it moves.
I've got a question. So to buy that car, you need a pilot's license or a driving license?
Hey, that's a good
question.
Or
do you need both?
You might need both.
Can you land it at night time? Do you need to be rated? Do you need to be rated to fly it at night time?
It had the lights on it. But
no. With night flying, there's one pilot license that you can fly in the daytime.
Daytime, right?
But there's another one you need to fly it at night time.
I don't know. Who knows?
I hope we get knowledgeable people in the political spectrum that can adapt to.
Yes.
That's all I'll say.
Because I can see people trying to shut that down just because they don't understand how it goes.
Well, I've got another question as well, though. What happens if you've had a couple of beers and you decide to jump in there?
Hey, I guess it's like any other vehicle, man.
Is it a terrorist problem?
It could be. My deal with it, of course, would be, where do you land these things?
We're having a problem with guns. Can you imagine what it'd be like with flying cars?
You can't just land this thing anywhere. It's.
Well, as we say that, when I was in Europe, I actually was in a bar in Knoll, and one of my idols is a guy called Jack Grealish, who's just been sold in the soccer world for £100 million, £100 million. The most a player's ever been sold. He's been at Aston Villa Football Club, which is my football club, for 19 years. He's been there since the age of 6. He's an absolutely immense talent. He's a brilliant player. I think he's a good kid. Some people criticise him, but I had the honour of going into the bar where his father went. I was hoping to meet his father, but I never.
He was there in the bar?
No, he goes in there, and every time I went, I was hoping to meet him because I'd love to meet his. And I ended up donating a Grealish shirt, and they're going to see if they can get this signed by Grealish and put it up for auction for a great charity in Birmingham called the Acorns. But what was interesting was in there was that with NATO and Russia at the moment, a lot of countries are developing planes and buying planes that can actually land on freeways. Sweden and the Nordic countries, because they reckon that if there's ever a war with NATO, if there's ever any problems with Russia when it gets to that point, that they've got planes now that can actually land on a straight road. And the military in the Nordic countries have actually determined, Norway, Sweden, have actually got a land, where they know what roads they can land on.
Mm-hmm.
Event
Something that
there's serious issues, because what obviously plan is, if ever conflict ever breaks out,
sure.
what happens? What's the first thing they bomb?
Airplanes, yeah.
So a lot of the Nordic countries have now they purchased a plane. It's not an F-35. That's where vertical takeoff comes off. Personally, with that car, I'm surprised there is a car out there that can take off with vertical takeoff.
Really?
Yes.
Like the Harrier jets?
I'll find it for you. There is a car that they've developed with vertical takeoff. I think it's called VTOL, is abbreviation, vertical takeoff or something. There's a car that they've developed, or they are developing, vertical takeoff capability. Because with vertical takeoff capabilities, then they won't require many airports. The problem with airports is, as our cities grow, it's very difficult to put in airports, city airports. If they can develop vertical takeoff, there's problems with helicopters. They can develop a vertical takeoff, just like a drone. I mean, think of a drone these days.
Right.
So that's what they're trying to do. Some companies out there, I think Hawker Siddeley are one company, a British company. We're looking at developing like a jumbo jet at one vertical takeoff.
Well, Hawker Siddeley was the one that with the Harrier. They did the Harrier jump jet.
Right, and I think
it's the F-35 now.
Hawker Siddeley's in 1967.
The 60s, yeah.
They developed a plane that was vertical takeoff. I think 100 passengers. But there are some companies at the moment that are trying to develop a car that with vertical takeoff capabilities.
That's interesting. That is definitely, that's a different class of individual that will be able to afford something like that, though.
It's got to start somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I mean, the impressive thing with that particular car is the way the wings fold in.
Oh yeah.
Now it might be a bit odd when that car drives down the street and you see a propeller out the back.
Well, I think it folded up too.
No, it's not.
It wasn't.
It was there.
Oh, okay.
You can bring that up again.
Well, I think that it was kind of a little bit closer to the end. Nevertheless, you see a propeller in there.
I just tell people it's a new air conditioning device.
Air conditioning the outside, right?
It's a modern air. It's a modern. Look, see, they say look, it's at the back. The propeller's at the back.
Oh yeah, it is. Yes. Well, hey, either way, man.
But I think when you develop that, like anything, the technology needs to sort of develop with it.
Well, it's not just technology.
The laws as well.
Then you need a police to regulate people flying too fast.
Can you imagine? Excuse me, sir, you're speeding.
You're speeding. Yeah. But, well, I wasn't actually driving. I was flying.
Speed trapping airplanes.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, that's where we live at this point.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
You could do that in Sugarland, because Sugarland has that
airstrip.
They have an airstrip down there.
Uh-huh.
I think there's one over here in Arcola too. There's an airstrip out there. I see them landing.
But in the big cities, London's a good example. Okay, Heathrow is the world's busiest airport. Then you've got Gatwick, which is south of the airport, and now it's happening in London, the UK. They're turning around saying they need a third airport. Well, there's another one called Stansted, which is like, 50 mile outside London. But what they're saying is if they had a vertical takeoff plane, they could actually take off more planes from the airports that they got.
Would you ride the vertical takeoff plane as a passenger?
Depends on the technology, depends on how it looks.
Not a first passenger,
depends on how proven it is. I mean, that's the truth of the matter.